Hello guys, I'm here with my beautiful assistants, Matthew and Ben.
Hi guys.
And we are going to do a small tarantula enclosure tutorial. Although I'm not really sure that we're qualified, except that we haven't lost any of our beautiful tarantulas yet. So I'm assuming that we're doing okay.
Yeah.
Some of them are now been with us a couple of years. We're just hopeful that we're doing things well. Okay. Let's start by going through the things that we need to put it together. Alright, so on the one hand, at the beginning, we have an enclosure. Alright, which is, I love these, they're really small and cute. Isn't that fantastic? Really tiny and beautifully made. It's got a lovely lid here, which is really easy to remove when you're doing things. Okay, we have our substrate, which is the base, which is what the spider will live on. And we're using today cocoa fibre because we're actually going to use this enclosure for our small chili flame tarantula called Pepper, who's a little bit too small for it at the moment, but we'll just keep it set up and ready. Alright, so we've got cocoa fibre, we've got a small piece of cork bark as a hide, we have our bug gel for hydration, and if the enclosure were slightly bigger, we would probably have some kind of plant life. We tend to use artificial plants in ours, mainly because if I look at a plant, it decides that it's going to commit suicide. I don't know why. I've never been able to keep plants. Plants around me have a very short shelf life. So, okay, so we've got our bits and pieces there. We could use different substrates, to be honest. If we wanted something a bit more humid, vermiculite's a really good option. You can get this from any reptile shop or many pet shops or online.
If you know, Dragon's got them as well.
That's right.
If you know Dragon Reptiles, yeah.
That's right, that's where we get ours from. Okay, so this is vermiculite. We're not going to use any of that today because the tarantula that we are going to be housing likes a more, certainly a less humid environment, so we want something dry. So we've got our cocoa fibre. This is, again, you can get this in blocks. It's sort of dried and compressed into a brick. What we've done, generally what you do with these is to soak them in water, and then it crumbles into, it becomes a usable substrate. What we've done is just basically rub some stuff off because we want to keep it dry. So here we have our substrate. Okay, so there it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to tip that into our enclosure, like so. Alright, so we've got plenty there for the spider to use. We could probably use it, perhaps have a little bit deeper, but we'll go with that for now. Alright, so that's our surface for the spider to live on. Okay, we've got our piece of cork bark. Now, we used a piece that's a little bit big for this enclosure, but we'll work with it for now. Cork bark's good because it doesn't rot or mould. So that's fantastic. If it's not too heavy, so it's not going to crush the spider. Robbie, the one that we rehoused recently, has dug a little burrow under his cork bark, so he's already settled in. Okay, so we need now to have some bug gel. This is bug gel. You can get this.
Ben's got the bug gel, got the lid, by the way.
That's good. So we're going to use a little bottle top for our bug gel. So if we put that in there, just crystals. You can buy this again from any reputable reptile shop. No fighting over the bug gel, boys. Alright, there we go, brilliant. So spoon that in there. Okay, that's fine. That's fine, doesn't need to be put. Right, put it into the front of the enclosure there, Matthew, please. Yeah, that's great. That's, again, it's all a bit too big for the enclosure, so it won't look like this when we actually come to house the chili flame. We tend to use bug gel until our spiders get to be about 3 inches, and then we exchange it for water.
But we use boiled water, not water from the tap.
That's right. We use boiled water, or you could use bottled water. That's right, Ben. Okay, so we now have pretty much our enclosure. Right, we could use some plant life in there, but this is too small, so we're not going to. Now, in terms of heating a small enclosure like this, because they're slings, you don't. We've been told that you don't want direct heat to go into the enclosure because it can be a bit hot for them. So what we've done, I won't show you Robbie's, is we have an old container that we've got from when we bought crickets for our tarantulas. And what we did initially with our slings was to put the 2 slings in tubs on top of this tub with a heat mat underneath, under here, and that just meant that they weren't getting too much heat. With Robbie, and what we'll do with this one, is we've got our heat mats on the sides of our tarantula enclosures, our bigger ones, and what we'll do is, when we're ready, is to put this on this tub so that it will reach the heat mat, and just have it up against the heat mat like so that they get sufficient heat. And obviously you've got to keep them humid, so we may spray occasionally for the slings. Alright, so that's our small tarantula enclosure. Okay guys, I hope that helps. Of course, if we've made any mistakes, or if there's anything that we've not got right from our more experienced colleagues in the hobby, then please, you know, we're more than happy to be corrected. I mean, the main thing is not, you know, us. It's about keeping spiders correctly, safely, and happily. All right. So any comments or feedback or help for other new tarantula keepers would be greatly appreciated.
Right.
Thank you, guys. We're going to go now. Say goodbye, fabulous helpers.
Right, guys.
But there's only one thing. Do not try this at home if you're afraid of spiders.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
don't try that at home.
That's a good point. If you're an arachnophobe with serious phobias, get a different pet. Alright guys, enough from us. Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah, don't try this at home, guys.